What's up, y'all? It's your girl Shay Renee. Did y'all miss me? I've been gone for a good little minute. Okay, good little minute. But we are back to talk about the Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 15, part 2 of the reunion. And y'all, I ain't take no notes, but I got a whole lot to say. Let's just get into it, shall we?
Yeah, I'm all in my life, man. Go on with it, go on with it. Do us. So we are coming with a force, yeah. Blessing the reap and we coursing on.
Now, y'all, I said I'm going to take my good old lunch break and come on here and rattle off to y'all as to what I think about this reunion. Now, like I said, I did not take any notes, but I have a lot to say. This reunion was full of bull crap. Bull crap. And the bull crap's name is Courtney. Why do we keep trying to make this happen? Why do we keep giving Cottonmouth, Pea Brain, Courtney any time to speak? Let's wrap a taste about Miss Courtney. First of all, Courtney is not the cousin. Courtney is cousin Faith, okay? And she got a real good outline of Ralph's peen, I'm pretty sure. Courtney is Tampa. Because I heard Sister Girl was from Tampa. So she must have been the one running down on him on the beach. Okay. I don't have no nothing to give for Courtney. She can take her tired, cotton mouth, sagging forehead, dragon speech having, don't know what the hell she talking about behind on somewhere. You got a lot to say about somebody's marriage that you ain't even in. And you supposed to be a cousin that somebody just met 5 minutes ago, but you got all this information. See, the problem that I'm having with Ralph and this whole cousin Courtney situation is so this is somebody that's a newfound cousin, right? Follow me. This is a newfound cousin that you just decide to just lay it all out on the table for. Let me tell y'all who Courtney is. Courtney is some bullshit, okay? Courtney is Ralph's girlfriend. And Ralph, in my opinion, Courtney is Ralph's girlfriend. Ralph brought Courtney on the show because he thought that Courtney was going to be some breakout star to keep him on the show. Because Ralph don't really, let's tell the truth. Ralph don't want to be with Drew. He doesn't. Ralph, in my opinion, is jealous of Drew's talents because he tried to do some superior acting on that stage when he got his ass up on there. But he is a terrible actor, and that's something he should not go into. Okay? But we'll get into that. Ralph and Courtney have been canoodling, in my opinion. Okay. I feel like Ralph felt they thought that, oh, let's make her Sheree's friend so that we can bring her on the show and I can still have a position on the show. I can still stay on here and I don't have to be married to Drew. This is what I think is going on because there's no way that you're going to tell me that this man just all of a sudden now this lady is your cousin and you telling her all your business and all your problems. Where your other cousins at? Hmm? And y'all done told 7,000 different stories on how the hell y'all fools is cousins. Mm-hmm. You think you're slick. Ralph, you are dumb Diddy number 5. Not number 1, because this is a number 1 fool would have known better to do this. You think we dumb? And Drew, you got to be too in love because you got to see the forest for the trees, sis. Homegirl was never his cousin. Please believe that. Please believe it. Okay? And Drew, while you sitting up here throwing fruit at everybody on the stage, honey, you need to be throwing the divorce papers over there and just letting him sign them. That's what you need to do because you don't need this man. Sorry to this man, Drew. Get away from him as far away from him as you can. Okay. This is a fool. It's a whole mess, and it is a whole entire raggedy fool. and its name is Ralph. Okay? It's a lot. The reunion started off with Drew and Courtney still going back and forth, and Courtney and her dry, careless reads. I'm like, girl, you couldn't read you couldn't read a Curious George book at this point. Just get off the stage, Courtney. Because I halfway understand what you and Ralph told me. And girl, did you just get out of the dentist chair? Get the cotton out of your mouth. You're dragging your speech. We don't know what you're saying. We don't know what you're talking about. And furthermore, we don't give a fuck. We don't care. No one wants to hear anything that you're saying. No one wants to hear anything from Ralph. You guys can go back to Tampa for all we care. That's what you can do. Because I don't know if Ralph thought that you were going to be the person to help him to secure his space back on the show without Drew, but that is a very tired mistake. Very tired mistake. He should have never tried that. So they move on from that, and then now we go into they end up getting a break. So everybody goes after Drew continues to tell Courtney about how, she better keep her son's name out of her mouth, and this Drew tells Courtney keep her son's name out of her mouth, and then Drew had the nerve and audacity to say, "Oh, I knew that what I was saying. I said that on purpose." Oh, you trying to get pimp slapped on this stage, because what you're not about to do is be sitting up here talking about nobody's child. See, this is the problem that I'm having is all of this stuff that Courtney is saying, it's definitely directly driven by Ralph. And a lot of people kept talking about, I want to say this too. Everybody kept on talking about Kandi and her interview with Courtney and how Kandi is not a good friend. Let me tell you how smart Kandi is. Y'all don't think that Kandi didn't do that interview for a reason. Courtney looked like a complete idiot in that interview. What did Kandi really say about anybody? She didn't say anything. I went back and watched that interview twice. Kandi did not say anything that was incriminating. Now, she did say, even in the interview, that she's ignorant to mental health issues and what it looks like. Because in her head, she had this thought of possibly what it looks like, but in reality, she realized mental health doesn't have a look. And she got something from going on that retreat that Drew and her sister Allison put together. Courtney was the one looking like Boo Boo the goddamn fool, sitting up there spilling her guts, talking trash about people with mental health issues and trying to make Drew's sister look like she crazy. Kandi don't give two shits about Courtney. Kandi is very strategic. Drew, if you think Kandi don't like you, she actually does. She actually helped your ass. Because as much as Courtney sat up there talking shit about your marriage and acting like she knows what's going on, Courtney dug more of a grave for Ralph than he knows. You thought you had her. You thought you had Drew. You did. That's what you thought, Ralph. You thought that you was going to have Courtney, your new little girlfriend, come and, shuck and jive on the Housewives, and you was going to secure your spot. She was going to come on there and bash Drew and make her look bad and all this, that, and the third. And then y'all was going to ride off into the sunset on some signed divorce papers. Oh, you're dumb. But Drew, you should be actually thanking Kandi for doing that interview. I feel like that was very strategic of Kandi to help you out. You should have had a peach in that bag for Kandi, because Kandi liked to eat. She always hungry. She might have needed a snack on that couch, because she definitely helped you out. It's really funny to me how everybody on this show always want to have some shit to say about Kandi, but Kandi is always the one giving a helping hand, always the one doing this and trying to be there for everybody. And y'all always trying to give her your ass to kiss. You sat up there and said, call Kandi a candy coated lie, and this, that, and the third. Then gonna turn around and be like, are we good? No, bitch, we not good. Because you just try to trash me. And I just sat up here, even after doing the reunion with Drew, Kandi still decided to do that interview. Because y'all got to think about it. Everybody that keeps on saying that, oh, Kandi was trying to make Drew look bad, she did that for selfish reasons. What would riddle me this, Batman? What would Candy get out of that? I just want to know in the comments, what would Candy actually get out of interviewing Courtney that would make Drew look negative? How would that make Drew look negative? How would that negatively impact Drew by interviewing Courtney? It doesn't. It helps, like I said, it helps her. And if y'all use your critical thinking skills, you will see that the America didn't nobody like Courtney. And Candy is smart enough to see that Courtney is not who Courtney says that she is. So she said, you know what, I'm going to put her on my platform. And I'm going to interview her because Drew thinks that I'm trying to get at her. I'm actually trying to help little sis out because this girl is going to make herself look like even more of a fool than she did on the show. And it's so much that can be used in a court of law that girl sat up there and said she got from Ralph. And Ralph pretty much sat up there and complied with everything that Courtney was saying. And he agreed that he sat up there and told her all of this stuff, sharing information. Child, Courtney is a fool, and so is damn Ralph. Okay? And Drew, I know you heartbroken, but you're going to have to go on and let that one go because Ralph sat up there and tried to make you look like Boo Boo the freaking fool. He has tried to make you look like a fool since you got on this show. Really? That was not a man on that stage that was there to apologize. That was not a man that appeared to have any remorse. He sat up there ready to read the fuck out of you and try to make you look like a fool. And he wanted to try to do it strategically and intelligently. And he don't Ralph, your old pencil head ass, you wouldn't know how to read nobody if it erased the top of your brain. You don't know what you're doing. And I don't understand what man could think that he's a man getting up here acting like some queen trying to embarrass your wife. I don't get it. I don't get it. But moving on, let's go to, like I told you, I didn't do any notes. I'm just going to pinpoint the things that I remember that stood out to me that irritated the hell out of me the most. So then they go for break. Marlo and shit for brains Sheree go in the back and they're talking about the whole she news thing, and they point out the fact that Candy's items cost $9.95, but she's selling them for $75. Sheree, aren't you doing the exact same shit? But you Yeah, my phone overheated, so the other phone is cut off. But anyway, um, they're talking about Sheree and Marlo are talking about how Candy's getting her stuff for $9.95 and she's selling it for $75 and da 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 da. But Sheree, you doing the same shit. You're getting your clothes for probably $2 and $3 and selling it for $245. And y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and pin that interview that the designer did that actually designed the clothes that we would want to buy and pay $200 and something for on Sheree's website. Yeah, he aired her all the way out. Okay, Sheree, you might want to shut the fuck up because you look like a fool. You did not want to pay that man. You don't know what you're doing. First of all, Sheree, let me just say this. Sheree, don't talk about nobody's business ever because you don't know anything about business. You don't know what you're doing. Sheree is lazy. Sheree is the type of person that feels like she can sit up here and oh, I'm Sheree, so people will buy from me just because I'm Sheree. I shouldn't have to do much work behind it. Just because you're a celebrity, well, somewhat of a celebrity, you still have to do work to sell your items. Nobody's just going to buy it just because it's you. And also, now that we've been made aware of the lack of effort that you put into the things that you're doing, that makes people even less likely to pay the prices that you're looking for these items. And you got Research City on the internet. Everybody gonna do a good old Google image search and compare what you have on your website versus what they can get from somewhere else. Why would I pay 200 and some odd dollars for the same shit that I can get for $11.95 on Shein's website? Sheree, boo and bye to you. Let's get into some of these comments. Rose Armstead says, "Good afternoon, Shay. What's up, Rose? How you bees?" Alf MC says, "Good morning, Shay. I caught a live. Yay me. Yes, yay you. Thank you so much for catching on. Getting on the live, y'all. I haven't been live in a minute because I was at Stepchella. If y'all don't know, I'm an extreme hip hop step instructor. So I teach classes on Mondays and Thursdays to a dynamic group of women. So I went to a conference for Stepchella. It was totally amazing. It was in Dallas, Texas. Um, Rose Armstead says Courtney is a side chick. She definitely is, 100%. Miss Ann says, "Good morning, good morning, good morning. How you bees? This reunion was a chaotic mess. It definitely was. Absolutely." Rose Armstead says Courtney was in a car accident with drunk driver, allegedly. What? What? Not to say, I mean, I would never say that I don't care, but hopefully she's okay. Hopefully she's okay. Miss Ann says, "Agree, Shay." Miss Ann, best believe if there's a sequel to the movie, Drew will be in it. Definitely. Channel Roberson says, "Nah, I'm sorry. I don't believe Candy did that to help Drew. I get people like her, but no." No, I get it. I think everybody's going to have different perspectives on that. But I think for me, I kind of see, I'm a little clairvoyant in certain situations, and I'm kind of reading through that situation for that's what it is. I don't know if that, now I'm gonna say this, I don't know if that was Candy's overall goal for sure. I'm not certain of that, but I'm pretty sure that Candy didn't do that to hurt Drew at all. She definitely did it because Courtney looks like a fool, and Courtney is making herself look like a bigger fool in that interview. So yeah, I think that overall, that interview that Candy did with Courtney is going to help Drew more than hinder her. That's just my opinion. Um, uh, Chanel Roberson says, "Love your reviews. Just know I'm not saying it in a disrespectful way." Oh no, I don't take it as disrespectful at all. Listen, y'all are allowed to disagree with me, child. Listen, you ain't. I'm not one of those content creators that if you don't agree with me, I'm about to be on a deleting spree. No, that's silly. I mean, I like to have that dialogue. It's when people disagree with me, that's cool too. I always like to see other people's perspectives. So no offense taken, sis. Miss Ann says Ralph did the passive aggressive gaslighting, definitely, and all saw right through it, even especially Kenya. Miss Ann says haters, and you know the one. Hey y'all, what's up? What's up? Alf MC says Sheree and Marlo had the audacity to check Candy for upcharging for her inventory to make a profit. It was the biggest fail ever. Epic fail. Especially when you are doing the same shit, Sheree. And you are way overcharging people for your clothes. At least Candy is doing it with reasonable pricing. You charging people almost $300 for a sweatshirt. cost somebody $3 to make. It's Sheree's items are just absolutely insanely overpriced. That's the issue that I have with her. Now, like I said, y'all gotta watch the interview that the stylist. I'm gonna tell y'all what his name is. I think it's billionaire something. Um, on Instagram, he did a very, very good interview. Hold on, let me look him up. Born Billionaire. His name is Tyree Lawan. Okay, he was the person that did the original designs for Sheree for the stuff that went down the runway. He was the one that designed the things that we actually wanted to buy, and he detailed why it costs so much to do stuff like that when you're like going to a designer that's basically, he did her whole runway show for her. This man came in one day, well, basically in 7 days, made 42 designs. Okay, originally it was supposed to be 6 to 8, but he said in his in like his video that he did, he was saying typically a runway show you have at minimum 12 pieces. You want to have that minimum like 12 to 24 pieces. So it ended up, it was like 6 to 8 pieces that Sheree requested originally. And Rowan, which was that annoying ass lady that ain't nobody like, that was helping Sheree do her runway show. Rowan has a store in Atlanta that sells high priced, high dollar dresses anyway. So she knows how to put on a show. So she was basically helping Sheree to make it more professional. And she has a relationship with Tyree Lawan where he helps her with her clothing. So that's the only reason why he came to help Sheree. And he was like, Sheree was acting broke in the first meeting. Like, she acted like she only wanted to pay like $1,500 for what he was doing. And he was like, oh, no, 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 no. For what I'm going to be, what you're asking me to do, that's going to cost you like 35 grand at least. And he was like, that typically, if you were to go and have a company to draw up designs for you, create a whole line for you, and put this stuff in production, it would be well over $50,000. So he ended up walking away from that transaction with only $2,500. Mind you, the runway show was on his birthday. Sheree told the cameras not to record him at all because she didn't want to give him any publicity. And he's made clothing for Kenya. He's made outfits for Candy. He's made outfits for Portia. Okay. This designer is top tier. But he's very humble. I loved him being his honesty. He talked about how, he's done stuff for Fendi, Gucci, Louis Vuitton. He's done stuff for major designer labels. And, he didn't think that money should, he's thinking like, you know what? I'm gonna help her. He called her little mama. He said, I'm gonna help little mama out. At least it'll be publicity on the show, because he's had so many people that will wear his clothing that he's made, and they would tag their friends saying that the friend made it. People not giving him his props or whatever. But his talent clearly speaks for itself, and he's known in the industry for being able to make a quick turnaround for items in a minimal amount of time. But of course, you're gonna pay for it. So I say all of that to say, Sheree and her broke-tastic ass always wants top dollar appearances. She basically told the man, I want you to make me look good. I want you to make me look like I know what I'm doing and that I've been doing all this stuff. And he even revealed, remember when Sheree kept on saying, and the shipments, they're not coming in. They're not coming in. Oh, stuttering Stanley. He said she was lying. She never ordered the materials. He was like, how are you going to order stuff that you don't even have designs for? And I thought about that when the show, I was like, what is Sheree actually ordering? Because Sheree is not a designer. She's not going to, I have a really good friend, one of my, MBM Swim. I've promoted her swimwear a lot on my channel before. My good friend, Marcia Maxwell, I've seen the process when she designs her bathing suits. Marcia is self-taught, but she draws her designs. She makes the materials herself, and she sends it off to her distributor with a make a prototype, send it back to her. She looks over it for quality control, They have a conversation back and forth where she sends the materials back and forth to make sure it's perfect because she is a perfectionist. And then they mass produce the product. But again, she makes her own drawings and makes the prototype bathing suit, meaning she sews everything and puts everything together herself. Sheree don't know how to sew a damn sock. She didn't. Apparently, she called in this man 7 days before the damn fashion show. So what was you having people make that you couldn't get in? You was waiting on the clothes to come. What clothes was you waiting on to come, Sheree? Because you had him there on the day of sewing up Shein clothes and making shit at the runway show just to make you look good for the day. This, you know what, Sheree, you should really be ashamed of yourself. You really, really should. Because at the end of the day, you don't pay nobody. You want to look like you know what you're doing, and you don't know shit about business. And you need to close your mouth to responsible people like Candy. You don't even deserve to utter Candy's name where it comes to business. You have no idea. No idea what you're talking about. Period. Okay? And you know, the one says, "Oh man, Dallas is close to me." Oh, it is. I loved Dallas. Let me say that the food, ooh, owes me nothing. They need to have a Papa Dough in Maryland. I'm just saying. Like, come on, come on, come on, Papa Dough. Make the trip. Come on up here. Come on down. Okay. By the way, I'm loving your braid, Shay. Oh, thank you so much. I love me a good little protective style, honey. Cause sister girl, all that stepping I did last week, I am so happy to not have to comb a daggone piece of hair. Okay. Miss Ann says, I saw the designer's interview with Chef Don Don. Sheree needs to be ashamed of herself. Yeah, she should be. Absolutely. 100%. I can't stand a poser, y'all. I can't stand for somebody to be acting like they so rich and got all this money and ain't got shit to show for it. You ain't got no money, Sheree. Cause and even the designer was like, you know what? And because the interviewer was like, well, why don't you just sue her? And he was like, because I would lose more money trying to basically squeeze water out of a turnip. I can't get anything from somebody that ain't got shit. So he will waste his money trying to get money that she don't have. Baby, the designer for She by She ain't broke it all the way down. She by She ain't broke it all the way down. And I believe every part of his story. I am of the minority who feel like his heart was in the right place, but Sheree is a scammer. Yeah, and I don't think you in the minority, friend. I definitely believe his heart was in the right place. And I believe that Sheree is a scammer. And I believe that she took his kindness for weakness. He had a relationship with Rowan that he believed in. So he knew that Sheree was known for not paying people, but he felt like, okay, you know what? It's the publicity on the show. Maybe this will put me out there. I think that he's had so many people that don't represent him publicly, but always using him privately. This was his time to shine. I feel like he was going to use this opportunity to get the much deserved shine that he felt like he deserved, and she screwed him over. Alf MC, I don't think your opinion is the minority. Yeah, I definitely don't think so either. Alf MC says $2,500 of which was not a payment but reimbursement for the materials he put into the project. So technically, Sheree did not pay him for his designs. She did not. And furthermore, he said he was guessing with the $2,500 for the materials. I just feel like honestly, the only thing that I feel like he did wrong here is he should have had something laid out on paper. He should have had something formally put together where he said, okay, this is what I'm expecting by these dates. This is how much this stuff costs. All of that. You got to lay this stuff out for these individuals because people be on here posing all the damn time. Miss B says, hey sis, what up, sis? How you bees? How you bees? Okay. Alf MC says, Miss Ann, many people commented, uh, says it was his fault because he didn't have a contract with Sheree directly. I understand why he moved the way he did. His relationship was with Rowan, not Sheree. Yeah, I agree. I think that it was a good faith thing, and he was just trying to, go off of the relationship that he had already created with Rowan. And I just think that Sheree has no talents, and she needs to pay for the talents that she's constantly using of others. Okay. But y'all, let's get on to everybody is at lunch, and we talked about that whole situation with Sheree and Marlo hating on damn Candy in the back. Um, then we go to Ralph in the room getting a haircut in a Beijing. And Courtney comes in there and they giving each other these sensual hugs. Y'all just come out and say that y'all together. Cause this now is just getting on my nerves. Now it's just getting this pissing me off. So Courtney is back there getting ready to shut the door. And Allison is like, I know you lying. Don't shut no locked door. No locked door. We don't shut no doors around here. Okay? You kissing cousins, leave this door, the unverifiable cousin, leave the door open. I'm gonna need you to leave the door open. I'm gonna leave the door open. She wasn't playing with y'all. Mm-mm. So Courtney tried to get Buck. And so some makeup artist, I guess, came out and to her defense and ended up. And Allison was like, yeah, don't play with me. I thought you didn't use the word bitch. And Courtney was like, oh, I do now. Courtney, you're just full of lies, full of games, full of lies, full of bullshit. Just bullshit. Going on, girl. Going on. I'm sick of Courtney. So Courtney and Ralph was back there rapping a taste about nothing. And then Ralph goes out to do his act on the stage. Okay, so he gets out there and he has these they talked before he came out there about somebody. Oh, I wanted to talk about this. Sheree said that somebody gave her some information about Drew and Ty, and they came over her house and gave it to her. They said they brought it to her house. Sheree, your house is gated. If somebody left something at your front door, it was because you let them in. Let's stop playing these games, Sheree. You, Ralph, and Courtney are all in cahoots for the bullshit. That's what y'all are doing. You were mad at Drew because she said you ain't give her a bag last season. So now you want to be in cahoots with Courtney and Ralph and their bullshit. Ralph was the one that told you. I believe Ralph was the one that told you about all the BS. Child, bye, Sheree. And why are you even? I'm sure that people give y'all information on y'all castmates all the time. Why are you sitting up here accepting information from people talking shit about Drew and her marriage? You will be, it really is mighty fucking funny to me that stuttering Stanley Sheree always out here sticking her tooth in somebody else's business. But let somebody say some shit about her. She want to yell and scream over top of them and talk shit like she really saying something and ain't really saying too much of nothing. It's cool when you do it, but it's not cool when I do it. Sheree, go sit down. And furthermore, when you sat up there with Candy talking about some respect to OG and this, that, and the third, and I've had to come back season after season to save y'all because ain't nobody had no storyline. Sheree, because Candy did gathered you right on up, talking about, yeah, you'd have had the most breaks on the show. That was funny. Candy dragged your ass right on to the gutter where you belong and said, you do. You do take a lot of breaks. You have been fired more than anybody. I'm just saying. Okay. So moving on. Where was I at, y'all? So Ralph comes out. He's talking about how he loves his wife and Drew lies a lot and this, that, and the third, and Drew and how she was trying to force him to um uh adopt Josiah, which I did think that was weird though, Drew. Like, why are we trying to force this man to adopt a kid that obviously his father wants to be in his life? And my thing is, I'm not about to force no man to adopt my kid that's acting like he don't want it. Like, you're not about to ever treat my child like that. First of all, and then let me say this. I don't even remember Drew being the one bringing up him adopting Josiah initially. I think Ralph brought it up, and that was a strategic way for him to sell his little ragged ass book. And didn't even tell Drew what he was writing in this book about her own damn son. Ralph full of shit. That's just all that is. Ralph is full of shit, and the lie, the the truth ain't in him. He is a lie from the pits of hell. Okay. So he comes out there, he's talking about, they ask, is there any way to reconcile this situation? And they both are like, never say never, blah, blah, blah. Drew basically thought that he was going to come out there to try to reconcile. And she gets upset because he is out here just basically to come for her. She thought that he was going to come on there and tell the truth. She shows a picture of him and some of some booty cheeks that somebody then texted him. I don't know if it was via DM or if somebody texted it to him. But he's talking about somehow he ain't never cheated on Drew. He tried to go round Robin's bend to say that he ain't cheated on her. But Andy was like, listen, I'm not Dr. Ken. Don't bullshit me. Did you or did you not cheat on Drew? Because you didn't answer my question. He's like, no, I've never cheated on my wife. I don't believe him. Okay. But then he tried to say Drew was cheating on him with Ty. Now, Drew, do I think that you were carpet munching and scissoring with Ty? Yes. I do. Indubitably. I definitely think you did it. I do. I think you kissed a girl and you liked it. I think you kissed her in multiple places. I do. And that's just my opinion, okay? You probably got the orgasms that you haven't been getting from Peanut Head, okay? Pencil neck, pencil head, eraser head, okay? He has not been giving you the tantalizing sensations that you are looking for, okay? Because he's been trying to give them to Courtney, or has been giving them to Courtney. Cottonmouth. It is what it is. So, girl, just leave that man alone because he's trash, garbage, and for the streets. Because he definitely, you said yourself that he told you that he's been getting giving dick all over the globe. Okay, I don't know who. Listen, Ralph is not an ugly man. But as soon as he started talking, that would turn me off because I could see his bullshittery from 3,000 miles away. Okay, all that. So, child, Drew gets all upset because Ralph is just so busy out here trying to defend his bullshit instead of really just trying to do what it takes to get his wife back. And she's just like, you have been embarrassing me even before we got on this show since Chicago. And he's just up there looking like a fool. So Drew runs off the stage crying because after she done threw a peach at him because she said that's really what you want. You want to be on the show. You want to be a star. And Ralph says, Drew, you're acting now. I'm glad you're finally using your skills. First of all, Ralph, you shut the fuck up. Please stop. You didn't want Drew to use her skills because you're jealous of her. I feel like Ralph tried to make Drew a housewife. I feel like Drew really has suppressed her um acting prowess and her talents being in a relationship with him because he didn't want her to outshine him. He wanted to be the breadwinner in the house. Now you're resenting her for not using her talents. Which one is it? You are so controlling, Ralph. It's undeniable. And it's very diabolical how this man is on here. I just could not stomach him. So Drew runs off the stage, and one thing that I want y'all to I really want to know what's going on with this private investigator. Because Drew runs off the stage, she's crying, and she's like, in the back with her makeup artist and her sister. And they brought up the fact that the assistant that she had on the movie, right? Drew, you got all these damn assistants, girl. You telling too much of your damn business, apparently, but I digress. She told this assistant, confirmed with this assistant, apparently, that she was having an affair with Ty, or that, they were canoodling. And, that apparently Ralph and Mimi got together to try to make this whole Ty and Drew thing a thing. First of all, Mimi, Ty must have really, she must have really did it good to you, because you ain't never gonna let go. Like, you done broke up with Ty a couple of times. And mind you, this is just a side note. I don't understand why these studs keep on messing with these women that are, previously strictly dickly. Don't you think that they gonna come back to the dick at some point? Like, why you can't just mess with people that like the same thing that you like from the start? But that's a side note, child. Whatever. But anyway, there were some messages that were going around that Sheree was passing around, and everybody read it, and it was like, "Oh, this isn't incriminating." King said that, and then she said, "Oh well, wait." After she saw something else, so something was in the messages that made Drew look like a scissor happy woman. Okay, so Ralph is trying to play on that. Drew is in the back talking, after crying and running off the stage. And Ralph then called her dramatic. Her sister was like, "Why did you tell him about the private investigator? Who had a private investigator? Drew, did you have somebody following Ralph around to know that he was the one that went over there and gave the information to Sheree? Do you know that him and cousin Courtney are really kissing cousins and not cousins at all? Did you do the private investigator, or did Ralph send a private investigator on you? I'm confused. I need to know. I needs to know about the private investigator. Who did it? Who the what? Okay. So Drew goes back out on the stage. She's like, you know what? I'm gonna just let him talk. He needs a moment. I'm gonna let him do all of that. Then she ends up singing. And the song was basically about him and some other woman and how he ain't fighting for them. I said, Drew, you got all due respect from me, because ain't no way I'd be sitting up there singing to a ninja. After all of that, that's a lot. And, just a side note, saying, where the hell were you? Yeah, because you think it's slick. Candy did talk about how, because Candy and Marlo had a back and forth about the whole funeral situation with her nephew, which Marlo couldn't even, she ran out of steam trying to defend her whole situation with the nephew, and kept talking about oh, and you could have sent some chicken, some flowers, something. Marlo, y'all were not cool like that. And why do you, just because you want to buy friends and send people gifts and shit to make people look like you better than what you are, everybody ain't gonna do that for you, because sis, don't nobody really like you like that. Just this is what it is, okay? You want to send uh Sanya all these gifts and shit when do Sanya send you something? I'm just wondering, because you seem to be sending her a lot of stuff. I hope Sanya sends you as many gifts as you send her. She sure enough be on here capping enough for you. Maybe you paying her to do it. Anyway, they're saying you pissed me off where she was sympathy seeking. Now, let me drive that back. I definitely have sympathy and my heart goes out to her for what happened with her pregnancy. However, did y'all pay attention to the fact that she says, "Well, my son is happy, my husband is happy, that's all that matters." Saying you don't really want to be pregnant, sis. You don't. You don't want to have this baby. You even talked about how your family lives 5 minutes down the street. And you always over their damn house. You don't want to have this baby, girl. And I don't know if the first situation was divine intervention or what, but your body was rejecting this because your mind, body, and spirit is not, your heart ain't in this thing. You don't really want to have this other baby, in my opinion, because I feel like that Ross is not going to be there. And you said that you didn't really want to have another kid unless Ross was going to be there 24/7 to help you raise it. Period. You don't want to have this baby. So I want you to stop lying and acting like you're so happy and excited. It's written all over your face. Ah. But you know what? Congratulations to you, sis. You're going through with it. I pray for a very healthy pregnancy, healthy baby, healthy pregnancy, and child. Let's pray for a healthy marriage after this baby comes, okay? Because that's what y'all really gonna need, because your family ain't about to be there to pick up the pieces, all right? Because your sister already, she ain't with the shits. I'm just saying. So moving on, y'all, that was pretty much it. Ralph gaslighting Drew the whole damn time. I really do and truly, in my heart of hearts, feel like Drew and Ralph came on this show putting on shows, but they ended up being the worst characters in their own play. All of the drama that was manufactured between them couldn't hide the real drama that was going on. Ralph blocking the therapist. He don't like the fact that the therapist, and I could tell with Dr. Ken. Dr. Ken was telling Ralph about his damn self. Ralph don't like to hear the damn truth. Oh, a racer head ass bastard. He don't want to hear nobody tell him the truth. He wants to be right all the time. He wants to control people. He wants to do whatever he wants to do. And it's just life don't work like that, sis, sir. It don't. Drew, he ain't the marrying man. He's not the marriage material. Ralph need to be out here dickety do our dickety a with whoever he want to do it with. Girl, move on. Go out here and live your life, Drew. Live in your talents because Drew is a very talented woman. She can sing. She can act. She don't need this man. She don't need him. And now, once she realizes that, she can move on and be with somebody that really loves her for who she is, carpet munching and all. But anyway, y'all, that's all I got to say. I ain't got no more. Let's get into some of these comments before I rolls on up out of here and go pick up my food, child, because I'm as hungry. I'm as hungry. Okay. Sheree user ass just wasn't gonna pay regardless, child. I agree. Miss B says, y'all know she by Sheree needs that party planner to come back and check you, boo, because the business is not businessing. First of all, I would love for him to come back and put her ass in her place, okay? Because he set up with the quickness and got her, okay? Rose Armstead says, no, that's why her face is disfigured. Oh, Courtney? Oh, okay. That's why she talks like with the slur. But you know what? For somebody that talks so much shit, child. And you know the one says LOL. Yes. Alf MC says, oh, y'all notice those looks and hugs between Courtney and Ralph too? Baby, they are definitely kissing, hunching cousins. Yeah, and then some. They probably using Candy's peach in there too. Hmm. Which shout out to Candy for selling over 100,000 plus customers. Child, that is a lot of orgasms, honey. And I told you I'm gonna buy me one of them damn peaches. So don't y'all listen, if y'all see me on with the peach in my hand when I do my next review for Real Housewives of Atlanta, just know I bought it. I bought it. Miss B says Candy comes out of the old lady gang. That family knows how to signify and fight. That ain't what you want if you can't read, folks. Just stay quiet on the reunion couch. Child, listen. Candy comes to the couch with the truth. That's what she does. Candy ain't gonna read nobody the way that Kenya can. And I love the fact I didn't say this. Kenya put Ralph in his place by saying that, it's mighty funny how when she was like, it's messed up that when somebody is calling your wife a B-I-E-I-E-I, instead of you saying, I'm sorry they made you feel that way, what can I do to help you get through that, or not to feel that way, or whatever the case may be, basically respond to how a husband should respond. He was speechless. He didn't know what to say because he's not a husband. His first reaction is never to defend Drew or be there to support her. Then he gonna try to come for Kenya and be like, how long were you married? Negro, it don't matter how long she was married. She was married long enough to know that she went through this, that Drew is going through the same bullshit for longer with you than she had to go through with old nose ring. Chanel Robertson says Ralph in that moment used what the woman said against her. I think too was really Drew was really hurt. Yeah, I think so too. Um, Ralph Boxhead in that no Boxhead, I love it. Boxhead in that moment used what the ladies say about her against her. He's so manipulative. Yeah, I agree. Someone in the chat of Candy's after show stated that Sheree should come back because she needs the bag. Who gives a damn if she needs it? I need a bag too. I need $1,000,000. Okay, I'm sure we all do. But if I'm not entertaining and not doing what it takes to be on the show legitimately, then I shouldn't be on there. Period. That's just like if I'm on YouTube not being entertaining, or y'all don't give a damn about the shit that I'm saying in these interviews. Guess what you're not going to do? You're not going to watch, and I'm not going to get a check deposited in my account on the 20th or the 21st. I'm just saying. It is what it is, child. Sheree, do your fucking job and get paid for it. But you ain't doing no job that is worth coming back on this show. I tell you that. Alf Mac hunching. My grandma says that one. That one, yes. I really do think Ralph deserves a peach because he gives his drama. Yeah, but Ralph, you know what? Sis, he really does want that peach for sure, and he on here trying to work and do his best work, especially when he went talked about the whole Vegas trip where he's like, yeah, it's really funny, I was actually down there for a convention, and wants to put up the picture of him wearing the convention tag. But Candy called in a favor from somebody she knows and confirmed that he was down there trying to do some be in some show. Boy, don't nobody want child. I'm sick of Ralph. Ralph gives me Martell vibes, definitely, just with a little bit more of a coin. Because Martell just broke and stupid. Alf MC says, y'all make sure to like this video. Yes, please like the video, y'all. I so appreciate y'all. Thank you so much for watching. And the one says, I remember this time, Alf. It had to happen sooner or later. Alf MC says, agreed. Candy comes to the couch with truth. She doesn't have time to lie about anything. Absolutely not. First of all, Candy is out here working too many damn jobs and making too much money to be out here lying on people. She don't have to do that because at the end of the day, she doesn't need to be on this show. Is it a quick almost $1 million bag for her? I think Candy is making 800 plus thousand to be on the show, or is she getting paid 1 million to 2 million to be on the show? I'm not sure, but I know she is the highest paid on the show, which means that she's going to be the one that they're going to be looking to get rid of first, probably, so that they can have more money to give to new talent if this whole revamping of the show rumor is really true. So that's a good thing and a bad thing for Candy. But at the end of the day, Candy is doing so many things to get her a bag that she doesn't she doesn't depend on this show like a lot of these other women do, like she by broke Sheree. Okay. And the one says most excellent. So y'all, thank y'all so much for watching. Please, please, please do not forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with anybody else that watched the reunion too. I'm probably one of the latest people doing my daggone review, y'all, but I wanted to come on and get it done for y'all because I know sister girl been MIA for a whole damn week pretty much, and y'all like, girl, where the hell you been? Get your raggedy ass on here and talk to us. So that's what I'm here to do, y'all. But thank y'all so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Please, please, please don't forget to like the video. And I will see y'all later on so we can talk about Zatima. All right. Thank y'all for watching. Peace out.